This is the English Literature Web YouTube channel. This channel uploads the videos on English literature, on English grammar, on English phonetics and phonology, on English semantics and syntactics, and on English spoken classes. I am Prof.L.B.Gayakawad. Requests you first to watch, like, share and comment my YouTube channel. Today we are discussing on the topic of view narration. It means that we are discussing the topics of points of view or narration. Means we are discussing today the types of narration or the types of point of view or the narration. This topic will be very much useful for the students of English literature. The students who are interested in English literature or in any language, or suppose in any literature, Marathi literature, Kannada literature, Malayalam, or if they are interested in Hindi literature, this topic will be useful to them. The first topic is the first person point of view. Means here we are discussing about the types of point of view or the narration. First person point of view. The first person point of view reveals the story through self-referential and particular narrator. Remember, the explanation goes ahead that the first person point of view reveals, means shows the story, through self-referential. Self-referential means it is the self-identification of the particular narrator, and the particular narrator is there, or the reference of the particular narrator is taken by the writer there, and that is called the first person point of view. It means that I will say the first person means in English grammar also there is the first person, that is I and we. So this first person is taken as reference or is taken as the narrator in the first person point of view or the narration. This narration creates a close relationship between a narrator and a reader. Remember, this is the particular point of view, or this is the particular narration which creates the beautiful relationship, the close relationship, the intimate relationship between the narrator and the reader, because the reader reads, the reader studies, or the reader knows the importance of the narrator, because they are interested in reading or in watching out the story of the narrator, and that's why the relation between the reader and the narrator is very important, and that relation is fixed, or that relation is made very strong by the first person point of view. It creates the close relationship referring to I, me, we, us. Remember, this point of view or this narration is very important, and this narration creates the close relationship referring to I, we, us, and me. Means these are the I, me, we, us. These are the pronouns which show the first person point of view, and that's why here they are very important, and the writer writes the narrator in the means of I, me, we, and us. Thus, it acknowledges their own existence. For example, I and we. So see, here the narrator explains the experiences of that I and we. Means that narrator shows I, or those narrators show we, and the experiences of the narrators are shown by the writer or acknowledged by the writer in the story, or it is the existence of the pronouns called I and we, means these narrators are I, means that is the I narrator, means that is the I narrator, means that is the particular name is there, or the particular name is given to the character or to the narrator, and we means there are 2 or 3 persons, 4 persons, and they are the narrators. That is the point here which I am discussing. The first person narrator is the protagonist, that is the main hero, whose inner thoughts are known to the audience or readers. Remember, the first person narrator is the protagonist. Now see, what is the protagonist? Protagonist means the main hero. Means the main hero is there, and the main hero's inner thoughts means his emotions, his feelings, his opinions are known to the audience or readers. Are known to the audience or readers means what? All the readers and all the audience understand or know the thoughts, feelings, emotions and desires, and as well as the opinions of the protagonist or the main hero. The first person narrator, having the limited perspective, is not able to know all facets of the situation, and the reader will have the subjective record of the plot details. Remember, here we will discuss that the first person narrator is there, and that narrator is having the limited perspective. Limited perspective means what? It is not the developed perspective, or it is not the outlook or view or the narration which is rather omniscient. That is limited. That is not unlimited. And this perspective or this angle of sight or this outlook of that narrator is limited, and that's why is not able, that angle of sight or that perspective or that attitude or that point of view is not able to know all the facets. All the facets means what? All the facets means all the sides, all the corners of the situation. Means there is the particular situation, because the situation runs in the story, and the facets or the sides or the corners or the features or the characteristics of that situation are very much difficult to know in the sense of the narrator, because the narrator is here having the limited perspective. That is the main point. And the reader will have the subjective record of the plot details, and here in this way the reader or the watcher, or I will say the audience, or I will say the looker knows or he understands the subjective record. Subjective record means he understands the situational record. Subjective record means there is the descriptive record, and that record is understood in the sense of the plot by the readers, or I will say by the audience. This narrator struggles with mental or physical challenges, so thus the challenges hamper their capability to tell the real truth to the readers. Remember, here the explanation goes that this narrator struggles, means in the first point of view narration there is the narrator, and this narrator struggles with mental or physical challenges. Means it is very clear that there are the physical or mental challenges before him. Means the situation is very challenging, and those mental and physical challenges appear before him, and these challenges are rather difficult to solve, and that's why the challenges hamper means what? These challenges bring barriers, these challenges bring stumbling blocks or problems or difficulties uh, uh, in the life of the narrator, and these challenges in this way bring the barriers, and that's why the capacity or the particular lifestyle or the particular development of the narrator is there affected to tell the real truth to the readers, and that's why the real truth is not told by the narrator to the readers, and the readers cannot understand the real truth of the particular situation, because the challenges hamper the capacity or capability or the particular physic or the particular all the I will say figure or all the mental situation of the narrator, and that's why the readers are very unable to understand the real truth in the story. There is the first person narration, which shows the temporary first person narration as a story within a story. Remember, there is the first person narration because we are discussing about this narration. So in the first person point of view or the narration, there is the first person narration which shows the temporary first person. Temporary means it shows the limited, or it shows the I will say natural, or I will say situational, or temporary means I will say it is about the tempo of the narrator, and that narration in the story or within the story happens. That is the particular point which here is very important. The first person narrator means I and we can also be the focal characters. Remember, the first person narrators or the first person narrator can be, or I will say the narrator is or narrators are the focal characters. Focal characters means what? The central characters, the main characters, that is the point. Here we discuss the first person point of view, and now we are going to discuss the second person point of view. In the second person point of view, the audience or the reader is a character. Remember, in the second person point of view or the narration, the audience or the reader is a character. Means the readers are the characters, the audience are the characters, or the lookers are the characters, or the studious persons are the characters, because there is you. Because in this second person point of view, the narrator is you. The narrator is you, and that's why this you person who is before us means that you person or that narrator is before us, and the person before is the reader. And remember, the second person point of view or narration shows the second person, and that second person is you. It is one or there more, that is 2 or 3, and these persons means the second person narrators are before us. Means actually when we say you are my friend, when we say you are my friend, means when we say you are my friend, then our friend is before us, means in front of us. That's why we say you are my friend. So in this way, this you is before us, and the person before us is the reader, and this you is the reader. There is the guidance, instructions to the audience through the second person point of view. Remember, in this second person point of view, the writer guides, the writer gives the instructions to the audience. Audience means what I will say, the readers. Means there is the guidance by the writer to the audience or to the readers through the second person point of view, because just we saw the second person means you is there and there is the guidance to the you. Novels are written rarely in the second person point of view. Means remember, when we see this second person point of view, then we know that, or we understand that, or we realize that, or we identify that there are rare novels. Means there are not the novels which are written with the help of the second point of view or the narration. And that's why the explanation is that there are the novels which are written rarely. Rarely means what? There are rare novels. Rare novels means hardly one or two novels are there, or I will say there are no novels which are written in the second person point of view. This is used in poems and songs. Remember, this second person point of view or narration is used by the poets and by the singers or the singing directors. But this is not available in the novels. Still, there are the examples of the novels like Half Asleep in Frog Pajamas by Tom Robbins. This is the particular novel in which the novelist has used the second person point of view narration there. The short story The Egg by Andy Weir is also the best example in which there is the second person point of view or the narration. Now we are discussing on the third person point of view. The narrator uses in the third person point of view the characters with third person pronouns which are called he, she, it and they. Remember, there is the grammar, and in the grammar we have seen that there is the topic, and that topic is third person pronouns, and those third person pronouns are he, she, it, and their plural is they. And these he, she, it and they are the particular narrators here. That's why the third person point of view or the narration uses here the characters with the third person pronouns, that is called he, she, it and they. The third person narration is described with an anonymous narrator. Remember, anonymous narrator means the narrator is unknown, the narrator is unfamiliar, or the narrator is completely not known to us. That is the strange narrator. So remember, again we will see that the third person narration is described with the help of the anonymous narrator, means unfamiliar narrator or the unknown narrator or the strange narrator whom or which is known to us. It is most commonly used technique in English literature. Remember, in the English literature, the English writers have used this third person point of view narration in the literary pieces of theirs. This is the commonly used, means every English writer has written his literary piece in the third person point of view or the narration. It doesn't need to be developed the existence of the character as a particular character. Remember, it is not needed here that the character should be developed as the a particular character, or that character that character should not show the existence as the particular character. Means here the character has no particular identity. It tells the story to tell without details of the information about the narrator of the story. Remember, here the third person point of view or the narration tells the story, means it tells the story, means the story is told here. Uh, for what purpose? For describing or for telling. Without details means there are no details, means there is no need of the detailed description of the information about the narrator of the story, means there is no need of the description of the narrator, and therefore it is called the he or she perspective. And that's why I will explain here that this narrator is called he and she. Now he and she, and that's why here this he and she are the narrators for whom there is no need of the particular information, and that's why here the English writers of English literature have used this third person point of view technique or the narration in their literature. So here today I have finished the topic types of point of view or narration. In the next time we will come in front of each other by taking the new topic. This is the second part of the point of view or the narration. Thank you very much.